Hey, SKOL Nation. What's good, Vikings faithful? It's time to dive into some Minnesota Vikings fire with the latest Vikings news. We're talking about two absolute studs from the NFL draft, Justin Jefferson and Christian Darrisaw, who've been carrying the purple and gold to new heights. But hold up, there's a twist. Our boy Darrisaw's getting slept on in the latest NFL rankings, and we're not having it. Ready to unpack why our draft picks are elite and why the league's sleeping on our left tackle. Let's get into it. SKOL. The Minnesota Vikings have been striking gold in the early 20s of the NFL draft, and it's no secret why we're hyped. Justin Jefferson, the best wide receiver in the game, and Christian Darrisaw, a cornerstone left tackle, are proof of our front office's genius. But while JJ's getting all the flowers, Darrisaw's being disrespected in the latest rankings, and we need to set the record straight. Stick with me as we break down their draft brilliance and why Darrisaw deserves better. What do you think, Vikings fans? Are you as fired up as I am about our draft success? Or are you heated about Darrisaw's ranking? Drop your thoughts in the comments, and let's start this Vikings news journey together. The Minnesota Vikings hit the jackpot in 2020 when they snagged Justin Jefferson at pick 22. This dude's a walking highlight reel, 3,016 receiving yards in his first two seasons, a record that screams future Hall of Famer. He's not just good. He's rewriting the NFL record books with 7,432 yards through 5 seasons, per Atta Sports. Jefferson's explosive play has made him the undisputed WR1 in the league, and even Vikings legend Randy Moss says he's on pace to be the greatest ever. That's right. Our boys got the stamp of approval from a GOAT. With 103 catches and 10 touchdowns last season, JJ's the heart of our offense. But here's the question. How much higher can Jefferson climb? Is he already the best in Vikings history? Or does he need a Super Bowl ring to seal it? Let me know in the comments what you think about JJ's legacy with the Minnesota Vikings. Now, let's talk about our other draft gem, Christian Darrisaw, picked 23rd overall in 2021. This man's been a brick wall at left tackle, protecting our QBs with an 88.9% pass block win rate in just 197 snaps last season before his injury. That's elite-level stuff, SKOL Nation. Darrisaw's got the power, the feet, and the balance to dominate, with a veteran NFL coach calling him a complete package. Yet, despite his stellar play, he's not getting the love he deserves. The Vikings news is buzzing about how he's quietly become one of the league's best, and we're here to shout it from the rooftops. So what's the deal? Why do you think Darrisaw's flying under the radar? Is it the injury or something else? Hit the comments and let's figure out why our left tackle's not getting his due. Here's where it gets spicy. ESPN's Jeremy Fowler dropped his top 10 offensive tackle rankings. And guess where Darrisaw landed? 9th overall, 7th among left tackles. 7th? Are you kidding me? This man's been a cornerstone for the Minnesota Vikings, and he's getting disrespected like this? Fowler's poll, based on NFL executives and personnel, had Penei Sewell and Lane Johnson, right tackles, outranking most left tackles, but Darrisaw still hit as high as 5th on some ballots. That's a nod to his talent, but 9th overall? Come on, that's not the respect a Pro Bowl caliber player deserves. What's your take, SKOL Nation? Is Darrisaw a top 5 tackle in your book? Or do you think the rankings are fair? Let's get this debate rolling in the comments. Don't hold back. Let's talk about why Darrisaw is being slept on. The Minnesota Vikings offensive line took a hit last season, especially after Darrisaw tore his ACL and MCL in Week 8 against the Rams. He missed 10 games, and our line struggled without him, proving just how critical he is. Even with the injury, Darrisaw's impact was undeniable: 79.7% run block win rate and only 6 sacks allowed in 982 snaps before he went down. Those numbers scream elite, yet the league's overlooking him because of the Vikings' overall line struggles. That's not fair, SKOL Nation. So what's the fix? Should the Vikings news crew start a campaign to get Darrisaw his props? Drop your ideas below on how we can make sure our left tackle gets the respect he's earned. The Minnesota Vikings are prepping for a big 2025. But Darrisaw's injury might have stolen some of his spotlight. While he was out, the rest of the line couldn't hold it together, making his absence glaring. Posts on X were buzzing about how his injury killed the team's momentum last season. Despite missing half the season, Darrisaw still showed he's a top-tier talent. The Vikings news reports praised his rehab progress. He was back doing individual drills by June. But some insiders say a Week 1 return might be optimistic, with Justin SKOL likely filling in. What do you think, fans? Will Darrisaw be ready to dominate Week 1? Or should we trust SKOL to hold it down? Share your predictions in the comments. Speaking of SKOL, the Vikings signed the former Bucs swing tackle as a contingency plan, and he's got experience starting games. He's no Darrisaw, but he's a solid backup while our star tackle recovers. The team's also got rookie guard Donovan Jackson, who played tackle at Ohio State, as another option. The Minnesota Vikings are building a formidable line, with new signings like Will Fries and Ryan Kelly joining the squad. This could be one of the league's best units once Darrisaw's back in full force. How confident are you in our O-line depth, SKOL Nation? Can SKOL and the new guys keep us strong until Darrisaw's 100%? Let's hear your thoughts below. Let's circle back to Jefferson for a sec, because this man's too good to ignore. The Vikings news can't stop talking about his unreal stats. 28 catches of 20-plus yards last season, leading the league. He's not just a star. He's a supernova, and the Minnesota Vikings are lucky to have him. Randy Moss himself said JJ's on track to be the greatest WR ever, and that's no small praise from a Vikings legend who racked up 6,743 yards in his first 5 seasons. Jefferson's already surpassed that mark, and he's only getting started. So what's next for JJ? Can he break Moss's records and become the Vikings' all-time greatest receiver? Drop your hot takes in the comments, SKOL Nation. Now, let's address the elephant in the room, Darrisaw's recovery timeline. Vikings news reports suggest he's absolutely killing it in rehab, with head coach Kevin O'Connell praising his progress. But a torn ACL and MCL is no joke, and some insiders think a mid-season return is more realistic. The Minnesota Vikings are taking it slow, which is smart. Darrisaw's too valuable to rush. With a $104 million contract through 2029, he's the anchor of our line, and we need him at 100%. What's your vibe on this, fans? Should we play it safe with Darrisaw, or push for an early return? Let's get your thoughts in the comments. Here's the big picture. The Minnesota Vikings are building something special, and Jefferson and Darrisaw are the cornerstones. Despite Darrisaw's ranking snub, his 88.9% pass block win rate and elite skills prove he's a top-tier tackle. The Vikings news is all about hyping up our stars, and we're here for it. With JJ leading the offense and Darrisaw hopefully back soon, the Vikings are poised for a monster 2025. But we need you, SKOL Nation, to keep the energy high. Let's show the league why our boys deserve respect. So, what's your game plan for hyping up our Minnesota Vikings? Drop your thoughts, hit that like button, subscribe, and share this video with every Vikings fan you know. SKOL.